Hi guys, Jim here again with another Sudoku video where today we'll be tackling a sandwich Sudoku from the collection brought to you by the Cracking the Cryptic team. Quick word on them before I kick on. They are a couple of puzzle solving experts who have their own YouTube channel, link in the description, and they've been solving puzzles, including Sudoku, but not just limited to, for years now. They've been posting daily videos for a long time, and they are much better at it than I am, and they have curated these collections of Sudoku variants which you can get on your phone or on Steam, and I strongly encourage, if you've got any interest in solving Sudokus, these are fantastic. They are hard, so the puzzles are pretty tough, but they're all handcrafted and they're very elegant in their logic and their solution path. And if you've got any real interest in Sudoku at all, either watching people solve Sudoku, which I hope you do because you're here watching this video, or solving them yourself, definitely worth checking them out. Right, so today we're solving a sandwich Sudoku. So what do I mean by sandwich Sudoku? Well, if we jump into our next puzzle available, which is puzzle number 7, I shall explain the rules. So sandwich Sudoku, the normal rules of Sudoku apply. So in every box, row and column, you must have the digits 1 through 9 exactly once. But in addition to that, sandwich Sudoku gives you these clues outside the grid. And what those clues represent is the sum of the digits between the cells 1 and 9. So you know that in every row and column there will definitely be the digits 1 and 9 as part of the rules of Sudoku. And what this tells you is that between the 1 and 9 in this column, for instance, the digits will sum to the number 5. So they could be, well, actually 5 is interesting. So it could be a 1 and a 4, or there could be a 2 and a 3, or there could just be a 5 by itself. Now actually, in this case, because it's the digits between the 1 and the 9, it couldn't actually be a 1 and a 4 because the 1's already being used. But anyway, yeah, so those are the rules, and let's go. So what you typically do, also I still have a chest infection, excuse me in advance for all the coughing. So what you typically do in a sandwich Sudoku is try and eliminate cells that can't be a 1 and a 9. So what do I mean by that? Well, in this in this column, we have a 0 clue. So zeros. The other thing I should say is if you click on a clue, this box over here gives you the sums that could work. So in this case, 11 could be made up in 5 different ways: 3 using 2 cells, 2 using 3 cells. And that's obviously only for sandwich Sudoku because it excludes anything with a 1 or a 9. So we've got a 0 clue, and basically what that means is that they are next to each other. The 1 and 9 are next to each other. So I know that there could well be a 9. I know that one of these cells is a 9. I don't know which cell it is, but I'm just going to mark that they're a 9. What that tells me is that there can be no other 1s or 9s in this column. And so what I like to do is cross them out like that. And this will help later, trust me. So looking at this 1. So normally you have to be given at least a 1 or a 9. You have to be given one of the two in every sandwich Sudoku, and they're usually the place to start. Excuse me. It's quite cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a spare 5. They're usually the place to start. So we've got a 33 clue here. Now 33 is a big number, and it can only be made in one way. So you need to use 6 digits. So actually, because the 1 is here, I know, therefore, that the 9 has to go there because there are precisely 6 digits available between this and the end. And so, yeah, so that is a 9. So that isn't a 9. In fact, I can tell you that none of these cells are a 9 because of the virtual 9 in the box. None of these cells can now be a 9. And then what you can do is if you click on the clue, you can click on the number itself within the clue, and it grays it out so that you don't have to kind of look at it when you're scanning towards the end of the puzzle. You're like, what do I do? You can kind of see quite quickly which clues you haven't used. So I do like to stay on top of that. The other thing I can do here is I know, so 9 and 1 add up to 10, shockingly enough, and then these 6 cells add up to 33 because of this clue here. So between the 8 of them, that is 43. And I also know that the digits 1 through 9, if you add all of them up, that adds up to 45. So in that case, this must be a 2 to make this row work. So I don't know what order these digits go in, but it has to add up to thingy. I mean, you could look at this clue and it's all the digits except for 1, 9, and 2. So yeah, that's the other way of thinking about it. Okay. So now, so let's look at here. Right. So, okay. Right. So we can resolve these two now because this 0 clue, if you put a 9 here, you would have to put a 1 here to complete this clue. So that can't be the case, so that is not a 9, and that, in fact, is a 9. I'm just going to kill that 0 clue there now as well. So that is a 9, which is nice. Now, in this box, I know that so this is a 23 cage, the minimum number of digits is 4. So I know that, and then the first 4 definitely can't be. Now, it could be a 4 or a 5 digit 23. So in theory, that could be the one or that could be the one. But this definitely can't be the one. So I can cross that one out as well, which is nice. Now, I know that this cell can't be a 1 or a 9. Well, it can't be a 9 because it's already there. But if it was a 1, this 0 clue would need us to put a 9 here. So that is not a 9. Sorry, that is not a 1. Now, 9 so 9 can only be made up of using either 2 cells or 3 cells. So possibly this is a 1 or possibly this is a 1. I will actually mark that down. So these are not 1s, and that isn't a 1 either. So now we know that there is definitely a 9 in this one. Okay, yeah. So look, see. So now that we've spent our time marking up what can't be a 1 or a 9, it happens to reveal to us that this must be a 1. So that's a 1, and then that's a 9 to complete the 0 clue. Now that can't be a 1 because this column has a 17 clue, so you couldn't possibly put 17 in that cell. So that is not the 1. That is the 1. Now 5. Okay, interesting. So either it's a 2 and a 3, or it's a single 5. And in this case, excuse me. In this case, I happen to know that it can't be a 2 and a 3 because 2 and 3 are both already in the box. That is a 5, and that is therefore a 9. And I can sort out the rest of that. Now, one of these two cells is a 1 because of the 0 clue in the row, which means neither of these are now 1s or 9s. Now, what have I said about 17? Okay, so 17 is interesting, right? So 17 can either be made of 3 cells or 4 cells. Well, I do have 3 cells available from the 9, and that could be the 1. But I don't have 4, because if I wanted to make it with 4, well, that would have to be the 1, which it clearly isn't. So in fact, that is the 1. It is one of the 3 cell combinations, and I can also say that the rest of those are not 1 and 9. So that's really interesting. So this box is now missing 1 and 9, and it's only got 3 cells available to it. Now in this column, we've got 6 as our clue, and that actually works. So I need to put both 1 and 9 in here. It's not a 0 clue, so it can't be there and there. So these must here be the 1 and the 9. And then that must be a 6. So that isn't a 1 or a 9. Okay, we're doing pretty well. Okay, so yeah, this 25 is too big to go to the right of this 1, 9. And what's the minimum number of cells? Right, so it needs at least 4 cells. So that definitely can't be a 1 and a 9. And in fact, that one must be, which is really good. That's actually really powerful, isn't it? Yeah, because there's only one option. So you'll know I haven't really worried about the other digits too much. But I will now, just because it's here. So that is a 4, 6, 7, 8. So these are a 6, 7, 8 triple, and I can get rid of the cross. Okay, we're doing well. Now, could I put a 1, 9 here? No. Could I put a 1 on? Well, could I put 1, 9 here? No, because then that would mean that there is a. This would be a 5, 2, 7, but I'd have to follow up with that. So that isn't a 1 or 9. Could I put a 1 or 9 here? No, because I'd have to extend to the right, which there isn't enough space for. So that isn't. So these two are the 1 and the 9 in this row, and that therefore must be a single digit 7 for the clue, which is nice. These two are not a 1 and a 9 in that case. Okay, so 15 I can make with 2, can't I? Yeah, 15 is quite unhelpful. Excuse me. Ah, okay. Right, so 16. Yeah, that can't possibly be a 9, because I could never make these cells all add up to 16, could I? So that is not a 9, which means, yes, so this row needs another one of these two. So that one is the 1 and the 9, which means this 15 is from 3 cells. That's actually not that helpful. It's the most popular choice, if you like. Okay. This 0 clue has been solved for me, which is nice, but that does mean there are no more 1s and 9s in that row, which is useful. Okay, so yeah, so one of these is a 1 and one of these is a 9, or the other way around, but I basically mean you can't have it here and here. Yeah, and they pair up over here, don't they? Now, 16 can be 3 or 4. Well, in that case, that can't be a 1 or a 9, can it? Because that's obviously only 2 away from its 1. So it's a 4 cell 16. Excuse me. And it can't have a 4. So in fact, I know which cells it is. It is a 2, 3, 5, 6 quadruple. So I will note that quickly. 2, 3, 5, 6. Is that right? Yes. Yeah, that's up to 16, doesn't it? And then therefore that is a 9. So that is not a 9. Can 24 be made from 3 cells? No, it can't. So that must be the 1. I mean, it could if you're allowed to use a 9, but you're not. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, yes, so that's the 9. That's the 1. That was just me not thinking very clearly. There's only 1 cell left for a 1 or a 9 in this box, so that must be it. That disambiguates the 1s and 9s up here, and that disambiguates the 1s and 9s here. And is that all my 1s and 9s? No, I need a 9 here. And then that's the lot. And then what I like to do then is, so now we found all the 1s and 9s, I don't need the crosses anymore. And this software is quite nice. It just lets you bin them all straight away. Okay, good. So we've done the first half, I think, finding all the 1s and 9s. Right, so that is a 5 in 1 cell, so that's obvious. This is 3 cells to make 11. I'm going to say there can't be too many. Yes, and there's a 5 outside as well, so that must be a 2, 3, 6. And I can remove the clue because I've got all the information from it I'll need. Similarly with this 6, I could have done that before. 17 from 3 cells. Can't have a 3 because there's already a 3 in the column. Not that helpful. Okay. Okay, yes, so this one's nice and obvious, isn't it? Right, 9 in 2 digits with a 5 already given, so that must be a 4. So I can get rid of that. This is 14. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so we've got 2 5 already in this sandwich. So we need these two to add up to 7, not being a 2 5. So those are clearly not 2 5. And then they can't have a 6 because I'd need a 1 and there's already a 1. So that is in fact a 3 and a 4. I'm sorry. So there's a 4 up there. Right, so this is... Oh, I just looked at this, didn't I? I can get rid of this clue. 24... Well, that can't be a 3, clearly. 24 from 5 cells, and it must have a 3. So it's one of these two. So it's a 2, 4, 7, 8, or a 2, 5, 6, 8. So there's definitely a 2 and an 8 here. That's not very useful, is it? Well, there's a 2 there for sure. Because it's a 2 in the box. What am I missing from this box, actually? Maybe that's a nice thing to ask. 7, 8, and 6. Okay, good. And then there's a 6 given in this column. That gives me a 6 pencil mark down here. There's a 5 up here. So I can pencil mark 5s down there. Okay, this suddenly has given me a 2. From where? I will never know. Maybe it was a 2 and a 6? Yeah, it was a 2 and a 6, wasn't it? So yeah, so now I've got a 3, 6 pair remaining. sevens are in here, and therefore in here. But I don't know further than that. Fives are limited here. Oh wait, do I know this now? 3 and 6. Yeah, okay. So this is a. So what am I missing? A 5 and an 8. Okay, good. And then so that can't be a 7 now. So that's a 5 and an 8 in that order. Fantastic. That gives me a 7 there. Which gives me a 7 there. I know that I'm missing a 7 and a 4 from that box. Oh, in fact, I can. I'm sorry. 26 from 4 cells. That doesn't sound very easy to do. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there is not a 4. So that is a 7. That is a 4. And then this is a 6 or an 8. Which I can't quite do anything about just yet, but I don't need that clue anymore, which is good. Ah, okay, I think the 17. Yes, this 5 is helpful. And it must have a 4. So there we go. So this is a 6, 7 pair. And I can kill off that clue as well. Do I know any more? Well, this is a 5, 3 pair, isn't it? Just make a note of that. Why have I not? Ah, there's a 6 there. How long has there been a 6 there? Probably for a while. So that can't be a 6. This is a 7, 8 pair. So what does that mean for this row? Well, either this is a 7 and therefore that's an 8, or this is an 8 and therefore that's a 7. But either way, they're used, so they can't actually appear in a row. So this can't be an 8. If you put an 8 here, you need to put 7 in both of those boxes. Doesn't work. So that is not an 8. That is a 6. That is a 3, and that is a 2. Sometimes I just cannot see what I'm missing. That is 4, 6, and 8. In some order. This has now revealed itself to be a 6. I think that was with the 3, wasn't it? That is an 8. Excellent. Now, shall I just have a quick look here? So 15, I'm missing 10, and I can't be 4, 6, or 8. So this is a 3, 7 pair? Yes. Ah, this 4, 6, 8 triple sorted this 4 out anyway. So that's a 4. This is a 3, 7 pair. There's a 3 down here. So that is the 3 and 7 in that order, which leaves us a 2 to complete the row. Just going to click off of that because of OCD. This can't have a 2, so I can kill these, and then does have a 4, so it is 4, 5, 6, 8. Excellent. 4, 5, 6, 8. So 5, 6, 8. The 8 in the box gives me that. This is a 5, 6 pair, which eliminates 5 as an option from this box. Yeah, this has been nice actually. Once we found the ones in the 9s, this has kind of like come together quite nicely. That's a 2 there. That completes our 2s now, I think. Yes, it does. Our first non-sandwich, our first non-bread digit. What do we got going on here? We've got 8 and 3. Yes, and there's a 3 here. So that is the 8. That is the 3. That then gives us a 7 to complete the column. That gives us a 7 over here, which in turn gives us a 7. Oh my gosh, look at this. Love it. You love to see it. That's all the 7s, I think. That's then a 4, a 6, and a 6 here. That therefore gives us a 5, and there's a 5 down here, and 3, and 8 to complete the box. Wow, yeah, this is like connect the dots right now, which is very nice. So that is an 8. That 5, 6 pair has been resolved by this 5 for Lord only knows how long. That is a 5, 6, therefore in that order. This 6... This is a given 6. This is one of the only original digits in the thing, so that was clearly never a 6. This is therefore... What am I missing to complete this? This is a 4. This is a 3. This is therefore the 3 and the 3 in this box. That's our last 3. This gives us a 4 and a 4 and an 8 and an 8. And then finally, one last 4. Excellent. 18 minutes and 5 seconds. It's actually quite quick for a sandwich for me because I say finding the 1s and 9s is kind of the first half, and then it's just like solve a Sudoku. So, but yeah, great puzzle. Level 7 complete. Another 2 stars in the bank. The way these apps work, you collect stars by beating the easier levels, and then it unlocks the harder ones. So yeah, 2 stars I'm okay with. I enjoyed that one, and I hope you did too. if you are watching or if you have played it yourself. And I will catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.